All right, so the drawing creation from this is like very, very fast to do, but there's a little bit of work you have to do to make that happen. To get around all the potential like issues that people might have had in creating their assembly, I think I'm going to go with this explanation where we just focus on break links for things that we need to fix. So for example, my this part, it's not linked. These ones that are linked, so for example, this one, I'll show that in a moment. This one's not linked. I need to make sure I name it something that makes sense. So I can call it handle 1 or handle 2, whichever. So that handle is labeled. They need to have names that make sense. The names will actually matter now. If I right click on a part that is not linked, I can go down to physical material, and we're actually going to change the material. Once it pops up here, the material that I'm changing it to will not be reflected in the appearance because you rendered it as a different color. That's totally fine. So if I just call it plastic, any plastic will work for this. Technically we're using PLA, but I just want you to get the experience changing the material. So if I change the material to ABS plastic, for example, and drag and drop it on, it's going to ask about the if there's anything else there. Remove physical materials applied. You can say remove. It shouldn't change the color though. If it does, you can re-material it, physical appearance it. So the physical appearance and the physical material are two different things. The appearance is what we've been doing this whole time, but now that I've gone to physical material to change that, I've given it new properties. And Fusion can give you the weight of your product before you even make it. It can also find center of gravity and a whole bunch of other things. But physical material is how we do that. The other way that you might run into a part that you're going to have to change, if it's linked. If it's already linked, what I'm going to suggest that you do, so I'll actually use that part right there that was hidden, just as an example. So this part that was hidden, I just brought it back because it's linked. If I right click on it, I'm going to break link. I'll just capture the position and keep it there. Now that I've broken the link on it, which was it here, now I can rename the part if I need to, and I can change the physical material to something that makes sense. For this project, I'm just going to ask you to change the physical materials of the handles. Remove. And the physical material of the handle needs to be changed to something that's plastic. You can leave all the other ones because by default it uses steel, which we can use as our material. Make sure you save it, and then we go back to the assembly drawing, or the animation. I'm in the same file that my animation was done from, so I'm going to now do a drawing from animation, and it's actually going to take the exploded view and use that. I'm going to use size B paper because it's bigger, but if I've done the names correct, and I've done the materials correct, once I'm here, I can just drop that in. The important button click is this table with the lightning bolt. It's automatically going to create a parts list with the materials. And that's all you're turning in. So this part is really fast to do. You just want to make sure that every part has a name and only the handles you need to change. I was originally going to ask you to do more, but there was some issues I had earlier, so I'm just going to say for your handles that you designed, handle 1, handle 2, change them to a plastic. Try to change them to the same plastic if you can, just to get the experience of changing the material type, because you're going to do that a lot more for the upcoming project. So that's how you create the annotated drawing with materials for this assignment that hasn't been dropped yet. But I'll drop it in a minute just once I finish recording this video. All right, close out OBS.